Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's me. Whew. I tell you what, I run out of things to say, or I already said that. I don't know how many times. Sure enough, God will show me something. Say, talk about that. Talk about that. And then, of course, it's always with a teaching heart to mind in mind. This will be a difficult one. Well, difficult one. It's amazing to me I even have to talk about things like this. It is unbelievable to me that the biased, two-faced stuff going on out there when it comes to children and sexual abuse. Just depends where it happens. It gets conveniently shoveled under the rug because, hey, that's not fitting with our political agenda. That's not fitting with our, And then, when needed, like in this case, 10-year-old girl raped and gets pregnant, has to go to another state to get an abortion. Oh my, that's big. That's whoo. Democrats, the left, oh, whoo. So the thing is, and it's still questionable if the story is even true. Oh, they made an arrest. Well, if they made an arrest, then obviously the story is true. Unless all of it is a big lie, because how do you cover all your bases, right? Yes. Oh, it's not just rape, it's incest as well. Okay, I went and checked it out. There isn't one state where that is not considered a medical emergency, a medical procedure to remove the child from a child. Not only that, a child that's probably psychologically suffered a lot, because most likely that wasn't the first time. That child, a 10-year-old, that girl, probably has been raped many times. By it looks like, of the picture they showed, no endo or anything, just a quick picture, okay. Didn't say, father, brother, uncle, cousin, didn't say. The whole story has so many holes in it that it's like, wait a minute. I thought journalism was you go until you find the truth before you put it out there. The supposedlies and the maybes and the I don't know what's in that story are just, wait a minute. So what are you telling me here? What for? Well, we all know why. This is the left. Have they fabricated this story? What does it matter? There are girls, 10, younger, just a little older, that are getting raped through their own family, everybody turning their heads, for years sometimes. And they know. They suspect. But hey, yeah. But this story, is it? Or is it just a convenient story right now? Because unborn children got a little victory of, well, at least you can't just get rid of us after so many weeks. Yeah, see, it's not even, it's just, and then, so the Democrats and the leftists, and no doubt feminists, and no doubt, I don't know how many women, it's a disgrace. Picking up that story, this and that. Let me ask you, why would you, in a clear case of rape, take your child someplace else to get an abortion? Instead of, get her checked out, yep. Then it becomes in every state, a medical procedure. Why did they not do that? Then you go and arrest the person, of course. Because by now you know who it is. 10-year-old girl can tell you who it is. Why go? Oh, really? They traveled to another state to have that done. Because they couldn't get it done in the state that they lived in? Really? How dumb are you people? Now, according to the HIPAA laws, can't give out any medical information to anybody else. Unless, of course, it's a criminal act. Well, of course, it's a criminal act, right? Oh, wait. If you guys remember, the leftists, they wanted to have some certain things in place where a child at any age, if it gives consent, okay, are you hearing me? All right. There's only one reason why a mother, an aunt, a sister, another cousin, anybody would want to take that girl out of the state to go and have an abortion. Only one reason for that. And it has nothing to do that could not have been done in their own state. Now, you mark my word on that one. Oh, wait. The same group, the same people, the Democrats, the leftists, the liberals, I guess feminists, women. When a certain story came out about a 14-year-old girl being molested around her breasts, this and that, by a very high up dude, that all got shoveled under the rug. Well, I can't believe that story, that girl. It was not a story. That happened to be true. And it all got shoveled under the rug. Because it didn't fit whose agenda? Yeah. So, I'm amazed on how many people out there are totally taken in by stories without saying, hey, wait a second. And then go in and say something. Okay? Say something. To the effect that I did. And sure enough, there'll be plenty of people coming back at me with ludicrous comments. And trying to accuse me of this and that and I don't know what. Without actually reading my comment. And saying, hey, wait a second. Go read up. Not true. She could have had that done. That girl could have had that done in her state. So, I know, I did not. Oh, well, that's now because, no. Again, this is becoming more and more clear to me on how, and sadly, not saying everyone, but if you're not, you need to get out of there. You need to get out of the supporting these people. But what I found is that Democrats, liberals, leftists, feminists, women for abortion, they don't have God in their life. They just don't. It's a godless party. It's a godless everything. And that's why. That's why things like that just... What is your agenda? It's a godless agenda. And you're using a 10-year-old who has gone through a horrific experience and probably has for a year or two. Now there's a visible result that needed to be taken care of. Again, why didn't they go straight to the police? Oh, incest was mentioned. Oh, within the family. Oh, yes. Ah, yeah. I mean, aren't people surprised that certain people, again, children of the higher ups, who are doing just what Oh, and it's all on video, on laptops and texts. I know a guy who sold marijuana, went to jail for 10 years. Yeah, he was a more commoner schmuck, 10 years for marijuana. And here we have, as I said, higher up sons and daughters, actors, actresses, singers, that are doing horrific stuff out there. But they're not in jail. They're not even being fined. Nothing. Investigations going on. Really? For how long? Yeah. Just saying, right? Same thing. Right there. In the meantime, let's keep milking that cow of January 6th, right? It's so ludicrous to me. Absolutely ludicrous. Anyhow, that's what I wanted to share this morning. What's the solution to that? Well, I made a video beforehand. You can watch it on who should never be in society and should never be allowed in society once caught. Done. There was a truck just recently with 5,000 pounds of meth that had come across the border, no doubt from Mexico to the US, and somehow they caught it. I don't know how. Be nice to know. How did you catch him? Oh, well, we don't want to tell that because then, right, the next one, okay, get that. Right? But at least they're letting us know, hey, guess what? There's at least 5,000 pounds of meth not going to be in circulation. Oh, really? They caught that in San Diego, California. You sure that's not going to be in circulation? Just somebody else selling it? Huh? Right. I'd like to see that destroyed. Can you? Can you safely destroy that much? Or where does it go? It's poison. It's pure poison. 5,000 pounds of it. We could just send it back to Mexico, right? Wouldn't that be something, right? Here, you can have your cargo back. Poison your own place, right? No, that's not going to happen. The sad thing with that is if people wouldn't want it, it wouldn't exist, right? But we have so many needy, 5,000 pounds of meth. So many needy people who need that. Right? You can't buy certain things anymore. Lithium batteries, unless iodine, unless you get from the vet, and then it's like a 10% solution. What else? There's something to make soap with. Also harder and harder to find because of the people out there making meth. Now again, this is a small percentages doing that. I had a given to me for Mother's Day from my son many years ago, a camera, and it needed lithium batteries. Eventually I couldn't use it anymore. I tried the other batteries and it just about destroyed the camera. It wasn't just not meant for regular batteries, right? So there it is. Right? Yeah. Very sad. That's very sad. Yeah? And interestingly though, there was a pill, and I can't remember what it's called, they were also using to make meth. I worked at a retail store, and around here people like to make meth. So they come in and they buy, certain things. Okay, all right. Well, I didn't have any proof of that, right? But, okay. So, so there was a certain pill that also seemed to be, not prescription, just over the counter, that seemed to be a very favorable thing. Yeah. And that never ceased to come in. I'm just saying. So again, That's a bit of a laughable matter to me, but again, who's paying for it? I mean, who's paying for all this when stuff like that happens? And then here comes some bureaucrats or whatever. They want to put that on control by, well, we're just going to limit everybody on, limit. No, it was gone. Iodine, very difficult to get, and here for the horses and stuff, it's one of the best things. Right? It's okay. I found something else that works very good too. So, yeah, had to mention that, right, buddy? Oh, you got a tick right on your nose, but yeah, sure, but it's already dead. All right. Yeah. No, it's of course nothing funny about that girl if the story is true and not completely fabricated. Just because that would be, right? Wouldn't that put doubt in your mind about it all, right? Wouldn't it? Oh, but, well, there is no but. It is in place. It's called a medical procedure, okay, in an emergency like that. Why is it an emergency? I mean, the girl did get pregnant. Well, first of all, it's a girl. The body is not fully developed, though she may have her period. Right? How's she going to breastfeed? I'd like to see a 10-year-old that has breasts to breastfeed. Okay. Then the psychological. There is a psychological component there, which goes for every rape for that matter. But in this girl's case, I guarantee you she couldn't fight back. There was no fighting back. Okay? So, if people want to compare every abortion to a girl of 10 years old that was raped by one of her own, then you are a sick and perverted individual out there, and you need to go to jail, and you need to stay there and never come out to society again. If you're using a 10-year-old girl that has suffered a lot, nightmares, okay? And the only reason, actually, it may have gotten found out is because they tried to go to another state. Oh. Because what? They were afraid. All they heard was that their state, now you can't have an abortion, but never actually read. I said this before, in most states, as far as I know, in every state, there are these trigger laws. 6 weeks ban. So is the story true? What does it matter if the story is true or not? Someone's using a story like that for their own sick, perverted agenda, number one. Number two, there are stories out there like that. Plenty of them. Way more than there should ever exist in this world. What do you think happens to these poor girls, 6 to 12 years old, if 12 is not already too old, in these countries where you can go as a man and pay for sex with children? You think they're all going to use protection? Let's make sure these girls don't get pregnant. Seriously? As I said, pretty sick. And I have to say, and I'm sure there are Republicans as well, people on the right, people even go to church every day, this and that, godly people, just as sick. But to use this story to keep a crime going, to let us know, the ones that are fighting for unborn children, and letting you know, dear me, get informed. If you sure are, in this time, don't you know how to protect yourself? You have to have that. total freedom of abortion for no better reason than you can't control your lust? Oh my gosh, what kind of human being are you? Well, anywho, that is that. In my comment there too, I said, if it's true, if the story is true, regardless, these stories are true out there. Maybe not this one, but others. When you have evidence on what happened and on for how long it has been going on and how no one in the family otherwise did anything, you arrest the whole bunch. You make sure that girl goes somewhere in treatment, or that boy. Happens to boys too, guys. And hope that, I don't know how anyone bounces back from something horrific like that, but people do. People do. And my good friend in faith, Melinda Vogel, again, Dark to Light, a beautiful book of poem and paintings to help exactly with traumas like that. I believe it's a great book. I believe it will help many women, maybe men too. But that whole family, anyone there, anybody who closed their eyes, needs to be arrested. They need to be put behind bars, and then you throw the key away. I could talk more about it. I got my own stories, and it's pretty sad. It's quite sad that even when you try to say, hey, wait a minute, you're being told to shut up. We don't talk about these things. That's all in your head. Okay. Enough said on that. I guess, yeah, most people who have a loving heart, this snap towards everyone, say, Daniela, they are going to get their just desserts eventually. These monsters out there, sexually abusing children like that. And get away with it. Most of them do, by the way. Well, in the meantime, though, who has to suffer under these monsters? As if nobody is there for them. And then we have people out there who want to use that as fodder, F-O-D-D-E-R, for their agendas, their sick, perverted agendas. Rights, for their sick, perverted rights, for their sick, perverted ideas. Oh, and they want it all free. I paid for every child that I had. As far as I know, you can't have children free out there. But you can go and get a free abortion. Pretty sick. Oh yeah, I could just see some people come back and say, yeah, you can go, if you have insurance. Oh, I'm not sure. Do you know how insurance works? All right, then we have special things for maybe single moms, this and that, but in any case, a little different. But again, that's a small portion, right? Considering the millions and millions of babies that get aborted for free. Oof. Gosh, gives me the creeps. Ugh, I wouldn't want to be any of you when you go. Change. Please change. Please look around when you have little ones. Look around who's around them. And if your gut feeling says something's not right, don't wait around. Don't see if something's going to happen or not. remove yourself or remove the person. Oh, and of course your children. Remove them with you. That's my best advice. If there's a red flag, it's a red flag, and that is that. Okay? Yeah. And even if you were wrong, I wouldn't take a chance. I've got my own sorrows there, so we'll leave it at that. Again, the only reason this comes up is because someone wants something. Right? Because I remember when more than once child abuse was reported, well, to the authorities, well, unless there is, but the child, kind of young, don't know if, that's what one got. Yeah. So suddenly now, right. It's very sad. Very sad. Anywho, okay. So there it is. That's all I have to share this morning. God's love and blessings always. Now we'll talk to you another time.